deal with situations like this. Which is why, don't know if you, after you beat the game, because again, I've been playing this for a minute since it came out, so they've been part of the updates, and I know they just released these perks up here at the top. So I have on this one, which pretty much halves how much XP I need for my cards to level up. So I'm playing the story, but I'm playing the story with some benefits. Alright, influence. Yeah, because I've got nothing that needs influence just yet. Oh, this you love to see, when you can do damage and defend yourself at the same time. Love cards like this. Now, here's an interesting thing, because when it comes to your negotiation deck, you have your manipulative cards that, again, they add defense, they allow you to draw the cards, incept out, and all this other stuff. But then you have these two kinds of cards. Your diplomacy cards and your hostility cards. Now, if it's one thing I can tell you about this game, you kind of, well, I don't say you have to, but it helps to kind of figure out, all right, do I want to play this fully diplomatic or do I want to play this hostile? Because there are certain enemy types in this game that will get stronger from you playing hostile cards towards them. And there are also enemy types that will weaken the attack of hostile cards towards you. And with this game, I think it's on a daily basis that you can pay to remove a card. So stuff like this, just like, all right, I'm gonna play this thing fully diplomatic. It's like, how do I get rid of this card without having to pay for it? Well, this is it. Leveling it up and hoping that you get something like this, so where, all right, the next time I play this, that's it. It's gone. I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to worry about any future opponents, you know, using my hostility cards against me to boost their own attacks or whatever. So it's just, again, it's one of those things where after you've played through it enough time, you kind of get a feel for it. You'll know what to do with it. Ooh, and then you have stuff like this, where it gives you the option to attack twice, but at a drop to your strength, versus just drawing a card. Which for this, I'm just going to draw a card. Make it easy. And now you pick a new one, and we get another doubt. Again, can't tell you enough how much I love this card. And there's also a graft. If I ever find that graft where it allows you to fully mitigate damage and incept out, beautiful. You want me to succeed, don't you? Fine. You can pick one thing from my stock. Now, a lot of tempting cards here, but the thing about it is they've all only got uses. These green ones are all item cards, and item cards, more often than not, you can see these little green like S's on the sides of them. Those are how many times you can use this card. It also tells you right here, destroy after one use, but if you weren't paying attention to that, once this is gone, it disappears. Like how this one has 2, destroy after 2 uses. But for this, I'm just going to gain the action. And let that be the end. You better be worth it. You said to talk to Manid first. Manid supposedly knows the entire Haitian tract by heart. But since she's the only one that does, you'll just have to take her word for it. This uniform itches like you wouldn't believe. Alright, now this is going to help us in the upcoming fight. Because I'm pretty sure what he has us to do is just going to probably be me and my pet So with Monid on our side, that's extra help to make the fight a little bit easier. Greetings once again. So, how about those bandits, eh? Don't you start on me too. I don't know how to... I only took this job because... Give me one good reason to stay and risk my life for this job, huh? I'll give you 3. Go ahead and get doubt. Composure to protect against that. And that. Oh! Alright, that hurts. Because I've got no actions left, so I can't play it. So it's such a waste, because now it goes into the discard. Which means I have to wait until I've gone through these other 7 cards, and all these cards get shuffled back around again. Why? Why? Okay, now you see this is not mine. This is her ability. At the start of Monid's turn, incept a planted evidence argument if one does not already exist. And you can see when it says incept, that means it's applied to the opponent's side of the field. You can see planted evidence's effect is whenever this argument is destroyed, which it will be, you deal 1 damage to your owner's current argument. In this case, when this argument is destroyed, they will deal 4 damage. You can say they only have the 1 defense, but yet you about to do 5 damage. Which means 4 points of that are going to go to me directly. While also having to contend with this interrogate card, which targets and damages your opponent's argument each turn for 2 to 5 damage. So, you know, yeah, this is easily going to block this one. But even after the fact, there's still the 4 extra points of damage to deal with, so I'm going to try to get rid of that. So that my intercept focuses on the core argument instead. Alright. 3. Gone forever. And... get some inspiration. And there she is. Incept out. Over. Oh, something I did not point out before. Again, one thing about these fights, especially with the negotiations, is you try to get them completed as fast as you can before stuff like this appears. Impatience. This is the fastest... What is the fastest? One of the fastest ways to die in these negotiations. Because every time, as it says, Monid's intents and arguments deploy with +1 damage and +1 resolve. So what was once 2 to 5 damage has now been bumped up to 3 to 6. And with some enemy types, this stacks, and that's terrifying. Because you could have had something that went from 2 to 5 and is now doing almost 10 to 15 points of damage. So yeah, one of the things you want to try to do is get through these as fast as you can. Doing as much damage as you can. Again, can't use it. Again, similar choices, except this time when I apply 4 composure, it's applied to, every argument on my side of the field. But the downside is that once this card is played, I can't ever play it again for the rest of the negotiation. And that stinks, but it's still helpful. The game is telling me something. It wants me to win. It wants me to win. This can go easy or this can go hard. Oh. And thirdly, look at Lily. Look at that face. Is that a face that can handle another betrayal? Or is that a face you want to hold gently and promise you'll always be there for? Well, okay, I'll stay. I don't want to abandon Lily or anyone. I wouldn't want to abandon anyone. It's good, because I'm going to need your help so I don't die. Alright, we're ready. I'm ready. Alright, you hide under the counter here. When I give the word, come out stabbing. I won't take that literally, but you got it. You wedge yourself under the counter and Lily pulls a sheet over you. Time passes. You hear customers come and go, the wheels of commerce spinning above your head. Just as your leg is starting to cramp, you hear something loud and angry come through the door. Did you miss me? Ah, see what I mean, guys? This shopkeeper is that's not incorrigible. Incorrigible? I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Incorrigible. That can't be a word. Looks like we're gonna have to teach him a lesson. Yeah, well, I've got a lesson for you. Lily kicks you under the counter. This would be your cue. Now, it is funny to see stuff like this and just like, I could do the job I was asked to do, or I could let Lily get robbed. I'm not, because this isn't that kind of playthrough. We'll jump out and confront the bandits. You come out from behind the counter. Oh, look. He bought himself a bodyguard. Cute. Scram, Grifter. We'll gut you where you stand. Again, if you don't want to do this, nobody's forcing you into it. And I enjoy that. It's like other games, it's just like you can click no, and yet you still have no other option, but you have to do it. But this one, if I leave, that's it. He just hates me, and he gets robbed and probably beaten up. But, nope. Defend the shop. I'm not going anywhere. Well then, it's your funeral. Now, you've seen us fight this type before. And I didn't explain it earlier, but as you can see underneath them, you have stuff like, you have these white little mountains that are panic. And what this is all about is if you do this amount of damage compared to their health, they have 45 health, but 33 panic. If I whittle down all that panic, he will stop fighting me for I think about 2 turns. If I don't kill him, then for 2 turns he's pretty much, you could say he's stunned. It's like he's terrified. He doesn't want to fight you. And then you have certain enemy types like this, where after he hits 11, he may just flee. And the same goes for her. So yeah, that's what these white mountain types mean. It's like this number is how much damage you would have to do to them to pretty much put them out of commission for the rest of the fight. Same with my team. It's like my pet has only 15 resolve, so if ever attack, just hit him for 15 right then and there. The second that's gone, so is he. And I've just lost my pet. There might be an opportunity to win him back, but outside of that, it's just like, well, that was fun while it lasted. Same thing with all of these guys. Now, past the panic, you have these little squares, which are boosts. Pretty much like how mine is, this social boon that adds +1 bleed to all cards that apply bleed. That's what this is under me. And you have stuff like this, the chitinous. Hope I'm pronouncing that one right. Where this wild flea will gain 4 defense at the end of their turn, and when all defense is broken, you remove 1 of these. So every turn, as long as this is here, it will continue to gain 4 defense. And you have similar effects like this. You have a natural +1 power because of his instinct. This Jarkel's instinct. Some of these, this one I don't think it is, but there are ones like Monet over here who have this. This is Kardeshi regeneration. This is a species boon. It says condition, but it's a species boon that's unique to these types of characters in the game. You'll see this underneath them, where it will heal them